Meet Soho, a mobile security robot for small and medium-sized businesses. Soho gives you eyes in more places so you have fewer blind spots. With a Soho Secure subscription, you can assign Soho to patrol areas with valuable assets and set boundaries where you don't want Soho to go to protect your privacy. You can control Soho remotely to check in on any area of your business. And since Soho works autonomously, it can alert you to possible intruders. Or in this case, a delivery person. You can communicate using visual ID on Astro. Soho works with Ring Alarm and cameras to help protect your business. So when you're away, Soho can respond to triggered Ring sensors to investigate with support from a Ring virtual security guard at the ready when you aren't. Soho's coverage, customization, and visibility gives business owners more peace of mind. This is Teachable Moments with April podcast. I am your host, April. If you're a returning listener, I appreciate you and welcome back. If you're a new listener, welcome and thank you. To everyone listening, remember, teachable moments are all around us. Enjoy. I want to read you guys something that I found online the other day. That I had actually been picking up on and hearing about through other people's YouTube channels. They were talking about certain agencies putting together actual task force in order to get a handle on what they call misinformation and disinformation within social media and bloggers. And this particular article that I got from the Children's Defense actually is solidifying everything that they've been saying. So it says the FDA's rumor control hub encourages public, to snitch on misinformation spreaders. Now, before I read this, my take on what they are calling misinformation or disinformation is actually people in social media, bloggers, content creators, whatever you want to call them, giving their opinions, their commentary on things that, quite frankly, don't make sense to me either. That's just my opinion. You have other news feed outlets that actually, I don't know which one has it, but they have something that they do that's called verified. And they'll take something from social media or something connected to social media and bloggers and verify it, or what they consider to be answering it, the question that started all of the chatter and the misinformation and disinformation, and verifying that it's untrue what they're saying. Basically, that's how I take it. At first I didn't think that, but then it didn't take long for me to be like, oh, they're trying to debunk what people are saying, or kind of stifle people's voices. People actually using their brains and coming to certain conclusions. The reason why people are doing it is because people are lying. That's basically what it is. And the public has lost trust, if they ever really had it, in what is being said. Because the things that they are presenting nowadays, it's not getting any better. It was always kind of iffy. There were some things that you could believe if you really wanted to believe it, but now it just seems like it defies logic, in my opinion, and it seems like other people feel the same way. So now they've put together these these hubs, whatever the catchphrase. I love words like everybody else, like a lot of people do, but it's just more of the same. So I'm going to read it to you. So they put together these task force and all these other, situations to stop people from any kind of autonomy or having any type of free thought or free speech for that matter. Okay. And that goes against the narrative, whatever they're trying to push. Anyone that has a brain and is actually thinking about what they're saying to them and they don't agree, it is labeled misinformation or disinformation. Okay, so it says the U.S. Food and Drug Administration launched an updated, look at that, rumor control. So they want to control the rumors, aka the truth. Okay, hub aimed at enlisting the public to help stop the spread of misinformation, the truth, which the agency defined as false, inaccurate, and misleading, spreading intentionally and unintentionally. Oh, okay. The U.S. Food, okay, I'm sorry, it was published by Brenda Bellotti, and she's a PhD. Okay, so the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, been seeing a lot about them too lately. They got their hands in a lot of stuff. Launched an updated rumor control hub aimed at enlisting the public to stop it. Okay, so it says the updated webpage, which was first launched in August of 2022, includes a new video that defines misinformation as information, and then it's okay, we got it, it's false, it's inaccurate, fake news, whatever you want to call it. The agency said its rumor control hub provides the public with tools to identify and report on misinformation. It's very focused. Misinformation. Some individuals and organizations promote opinions online disguised as fact, said the FDA site. Adding that misinformation spreads 6 times faster than facts. Okay. The video warns that people may be misled by headlines or out of context statements, particularly when they are shared by a trusted person. Okay, but according to the video, people can determine whether something is actually true by getting the information from 3 types of authoritative sources that can be trusted to provide real facts: medical journals, a non-profit fact checker, or a government website. The FDA is concerned, okay, they go again with the health misinformation, is negatively impacting the public's health, the agency said. The FDA tweeted the video to promote the hub. Okay. It says, what's the deal with misinformation? The growing spread of rumors, misinformation, and disinformation, that's the other one, about science, medicine, and the FDA is putting patients and consumers at risk. We're here to provide the facts. And then it gives fda.gov/rumor control. Then it goes on to say the rumor control site includes links for reporting misinformation on all major social media sites. By following the links, users can find instructions to mark posts as false news or false information or inappropriate content, depending on the website. Okay, so then we have another one here. It says from a tweet, U.S., and it's from Bernie's Tweets. Okay, the FDA has rolled out its snitch page, so those following the narrative can snitch to the government about all those who question or disagree with them. This particular one goes on to say the federal government continues to try and fool the public into thinking misinformation is a dire problem and actually a crime, according to Dr. Meryl Nass. She wrote on her Substack page, misinformation is whatever the government doesn't want you to know. Just what I said, right? The truth. Okay, Nass added, clearly the feds are getting nervous that their cons on the people are being recognized. The hub provides a poster that explains what misinformation is and how to address it, in language even a third grader can understand, Nass wrote. It explains that trusted authorities' recommendations may change because science changes, but people should always trust science. The site includes FDA approved facts about COVID-19, sunscreen, and supplements. The FDA's project to save lives by policing online content. Since the FDA Commissioner Robert Calif began his second tenure as the agency's head since February of 2022, he has made combating misinformation one of his top priorities, arguing it is a leading cause of preventable death in America now, though this cannot be proved, he said. Okay, let me read that again. He has made combating misinformation one of his top priorities, arguing it is a leading cause of preventable death in America now, though this cannot be proved, he said. So, if it can't be proved, okay, isn't that the same as what they're trying to combat, misinformation and disinformation? Because it cannot be proved. It cannot be proved. It is a leading cause, misinformation, leading cause of preventable death, though this cannot be proved. Does that make sense to you guys? Because what he's saying, he just said it cannot be proved. Isn't that disinformation? Okay. Maybe somebody needs a definition test here. I'm going back to reading comprehension. Okay, so in August 2022, got me all messed up. August 22nd, 2022, an article was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, AMA. Calif wrote that the global information environment has been contaminated by misinformation and disinformation, but he said it cannot be proved. I know I keep harping on that. Okay. He added, the FDA must be more proactive in preempting and countering misinformation, but there is a need for collaboration across sectors to create an information environment in which decisions by consumers, patients, and clinicians are more likely to be informed by reliable information based on high quality evidence from trustworthy sources. Now, the Rumor Control Initiative is one of several such initiatives launched during I'm just going to call it Calif's tenure. For example, the FDA also created a series of fact-checking YouTube videos. One of them is entitled Just a Minute, that features Dr. Peter Marks, director of the FDA Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research, addressing, the Rona. Okay. Now, I understand the whole Rona thing, okay, but clearly there's some other stuff going on here. When you talk about everything other than the Rona, they still are going to get you. Okay, so it goes beyond that. They're hiding behind the Rona, okay, so that they can get you for anything else, just like they just said. Okay, it says the FDA also uses Twitter. Now, Twitter is what I heard about, actually. Twitter, and it was actually an individual, a woman, who said that her in this particular task force set up these fake Twitter pages, so, and watch and monitor people talking and chattering and tweeting, because it's Twitter, tweets about certain content that has nothing remote. She admitted herself that it wasn't about the Rona, it was about other things. And then report the people and get their pages suspended. Okay, that's censorship. Okay, so it's not, they want to hide behind the Rona, but yet they're getting people for other things. Okay, and is that's fake. Okay, fake pages with fake names and getting people shut down by not being honest. See, this is why the one of many of the reasons why people don't trust and why they are talking. Okay, they're not taking everything at face value. Does that make sense? Am I crazy? Okay, the FDA also, okay, misinformation, and also Instagram to post memes encouraging the jab. Okay, but see, this is not about the Rona, and it's not about the jab. It's about censorship and not wanting people to talk at all. But why did you make social media? Why did you make the Wi-Fi? I don't get it. Why did you make it? Maybe you didn't factor in, they had reasons of why they did it. I don't profess to know because I can't look in other people's heads or their hearts, but now they seem to be bothered because the very thing that they put in place, for whatever reasons they put it in place, now they feel like it's out of control. That people are actually on social media and they're online and they're actually using the brains that God gave them, and they're actually talking it out, and they're not, they're just thinking things out. They're not just taking something blindly and accepting it as the truth. Okay, anyway, so it says that Khalif said that he believes in the power of social media being used for good. And it says Fierce Farmer reported. So when people talk and use their own mind and they use their voice and they exchange ideals, um, it is not, they're misusing, I guess what I'm taking from this, that the power of social media is being used for bad, is what he's trying to insinuate. Okay, according to the Associated Press, the FDA can also use a tactic known as pre-bunking, by which the agency defines something as misinformation before readers have an opportunity to encounter it elsewhere as possibly true. Okay, so the catch word here is pre-bunking. Okay, catching it before it even gets to us. The FDA has the ability to do this because Google prioritizes credible websites like the FDA's in its searches. Rumor control works as a pre-bunking strategy that debunks a long list of false claims about the jab and presents them first in people's Google searches, according to the AP. Excuse me. Khalif previously worked at Verily, which is a life sciences company owned by Google's parent company, Alphabet Incorporated. Now it goes on to say, the article says fact checking the FDA, who's actually checking the facts, but now they're going to be checked. Okay, let's read more. The most current version of the FDA's fact checked on the Rona, linked from the Rumor Control Hub, assures readers, for example, the jab does not make people more susceptible to the latest variants of Rona, and the jab is safe for pregnant and breastfeeding women. Okay, I'm gonna kind of step away from the whole jab situation. So yeah, it goes on to talk more about that. Um, I'm just gonna skim over it really quickly. Okay. Okay, it says in the last 2 years, the FDA also has was criticized for granting approval to an unproven Alzheimer's drug for its delayed response, to a contaminated baby formula plant, and for approving the respiratory, let me see, can I get it right? Virus vaccine, for pregnant women, despite concerns about premature births identified in clinical trials among many other issues. Yeah, so yeah, I skipped over what they were talking about, the Rona for now. I don't really want to get into that. I'm kind of over that. Oh, I'm over it. I have my set opinions about it. But yeah, I never really understood what really happened with the contaminated baby formula situation because it seemed like it kept happening over and over and over again. And when I didn't forget about it, but I kind of pushed it to the side. There's so much stuff going on. Somebody recently brought it back up, and I said, well, what happened with that? And allegedly, I might have mentioned it in another episode about bacteria, certain type of bacteria. And yeah, I did, because then I started kind of going on about where's all this bacteria coming from. And a lot of the bacteria, there are different variations of it, is found in soil or dirt. And how is that being present in these factories, in these places that actually are preparing certain products that where's this dirt? Maybe I'm oversimplifying it. I'm like, okay, how's all this bacteria from dirt getting, like pure dirt, getting in cleaners that are supposed to kill bacteria, but somehow the bacteria is in it. And then you got formula for babies, and then it's all this bacteria from dirt and soil up in it. I would love to see the facility where you're making it. Is it what is going on? What's really going on here? We got a lot going on here other than policing rumors. We need to be, it's some stuff, everything falling apart, guys. Okay, they worry about what people talking about and gossiping about and rumors and putting together task force and hubs and all of this. Man, it's too much going on. Y'all need to be fixing just what we talking about. Okay, contaminated this, contaminated that, fake this, plastic that. Forget about what people are talking, gossiping about. What is wrong with you people? Okay, anyway. Okay, so it said Nass wrote that in 1992, Congress passed the Prescription Drug User Fee Act, which allowed the FDA to charge manufacturers to regulate their products, comprising its integrity to such an extent that the FDA has become a rogue agency for hire. See, they got a lot going on. I think the last thing we need to be worried about, any of us actually, is worrying about the rumors. Look at all these rumors. It makes me think of that song. I'm not going to sing because I can't sing. I can't take it no more. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that song. I think it was kind of like a rap. Okay, maybe that should be the FDA's theme song. Okay, so anyway, so it says most funding the FDA uses to evaluate whether drugs are safe and effective comes from industry, she wrote, and most drugs seeking approval get fast-tracked and evaluated in just 6 months. Oh, that sounds pretty fast. Manufacturers of drugs that are dangerous can often avoid liability by working with the FDA to write the label in such a way that meets disclosure requirements. Oh, now that's interesting. So if the label is written in a certain way and in such a way that they can actually meet the disclosure requirements and get approved and avoid liability. Okay. So in closing, it says, so if you're looking to avoid misinformation, the FDA is the last place you might go to for the truth. Honesty, okay, ethics, and consideration of the public's welfare, according to Nass. Wow. So it says that Brenda Belletti, a PhD, who wrote this particular article for The Defender, is a reporter for The Defender, and she wrote and taught about capitalism and politics for 10 years in the writing program at Duke University. She holds a PhD in human geography. Oh, okay, I've heard of geography, but in human geography, from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and has a master's from the University of Texas at Austin. Looking to buy your first house? expand into your forever home, or simply want to refinance? At Associated Bank, we've got you. We believe that with the right lending plan and guidance, everyone can achieve their dreams. And Associated Bank is here to get you there because, believe it or not, your financial goals are within reach. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. You were just listening to Teachable Moments with April podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I invite you to connect with us on our social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest. I also encourage you to become a paid subscriber in order to gain access to subscriber-only exclusive episodes and content. As always, be well and stay blessed. Until next time.